Since 1948, this $25 million boat has been working to preserve the banks of the Mississippi by dropping giant blankets of concrete along the river's edge in a process known as revetment. All right, I'm here with Kel Sheridan, Chief Revetment Section, which basically means you're pretty much the mayor of this operation, am I correct?
I guess you could say that, yes. How you doing, Matt? Glad to have you on board.
You know what? I'm glad to be here. It's a little bit hotter than I anticipated, but I didn't get that memo.
Well, it gets that way in August out here.
Yeah, I bet. Why do you guys work out here in the middle of the heat?
The river stage is at its lowest point, and that facilitates us putting the mat in the river. Basically, concrete carpet, approximately 3 inches thick, 140 feet wide. As they build that mat, we'll back the mat boat out from under it and just launch it off. It's kind of like a window shade going off a roller. And it gets to the bottom of the river and flattens out. And then we'll build another launch, back out from under it until we get out, sometimes as far as 900 feet out into the river. We move this whole thing upriver approximately 130 feet every time we lay another mat with nothing but winches and cables.
On the actual bank, it looks like there was mats there before, and
Correct.
They're kind of crushed up. Why?
Most of the work we're doing right now is reinforcement and repair jobs. Real high water, currents are strong. It will flip some of the mats over. Another reason is these big towboats, when they're waiting on a southbound boat, they'll shove their tow into the bank while they're waiting on that downbound boat. That'll crush some of the revetment also.
All right, so tell me about the boat, because the boat is mammoth.
Well, the physical dimensions of it, it's 178 feet long, 74.5 feet wide. It's got 4 overhead gantry cranes that actually place the concrete squares of mat up on the deck.
What do the mats actually do?
One is flood control, and if that water continually eats into the bend of the river, sooner or later it's going to get to that levee. The second is for navigation, to maintain the channel for the commercial towboats to run.
So we're in Missouri right now, and you're going to float this thing all the way down to New Orleans.
So we're going to cover about over 900 miles of the river this year. This entire operation, it's the largest hired labor operation in the entire Corps of Engineers.
So you're the big cheese of the biggest job.
You got it.
I had to find out why these bulldozers and men were pulling the cables off of the mat boat and moving them up this hill. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Good, I'm Matt. What's your name?
Woodrow Thomas. Welcome to the Max Sinking Unit.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So what's going on here?
All these dozers you see,
Yeah.
we got them anchored to hold that mat boat down.
The dozers are actually acting as the anchor.
Anchors.
All right, so what are the odds of you showing me how to tie one of these off to keep this bad boy anchored?
I'll show you how to tie one off if you promise to work with us, maybe like another hour then.
Pretty musty out here, but I
you
think
can handle that?
I can handle that, my friend. Let's go.
All right.
Woodrow and I are going to be using a 3/8-inch steel cable to anchor the concrete mat to the river's edge. Now, the cable is being fed to us from these giant spools located beneath the mat boat's deck.
Okay.
Where's my knot?
Right here.
My anchor.
This is called a square knot. Pull it. All right.
Through, over,
Right.
and back through.
Go back over.
I'm so strong, I'm afraid I'm just going to snap it in half, you know? So this is tied to the concrete,
That's tied to the concrete.
and this is going to pull the concrete and anchor it down there,
The concrete is gonna drop off of that.
right?
And then once it hit the ground, it will put tension on these wires.
I lock this thing down here. It's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere.
All right, Woodrow. What's a nickname?
Nut.
Nut?
Remember that.
Nut.
Nut.
Why nut?
N-U-T.
Why nut?
Long story.
That's another show.
Take care of it.
Thanks, brother. There's a fleet of 50 barges that keep the crew in constant supply of concrete. Each supply barge holds 585 squares of mat, which weighs a whopping 950 tons. All right, I'm here with Joel Brown, mechanical engineer. I got stuff flying on my head over here. I got things moving back and forth. Tell me the whole process.
It looks like a little bit of organized chaos. You bring in a supply barge with your mat on it. These 4 gantry cranes will come in and he picks up 2 at a time and brings them over those rollers on the deck. We got over 5,000 rollers on that deck. They lay them up in lines of 35 and tie them together, launch it all off in one go, and then do the same thing.
Why is this machine so big? Obviously, bigger, better. The more we can do, the better.
The bigger it is, the more efficient it ends up being. The more squares you can put in the river each time you launch off, the better off you are.
And then so, like, how does it work? Are we just moving downstream and we just pick it up as we go?
Yeah, we start out downstream and they overlap each other as you go up, kind of like shingles.
Oh, we're moving upstream.
That's right.
Why?
The water has a tendency, if it gets under the edge of that mat, it'll lift it up and flip it. But if you overlay them like that, that means your lap is downstream and the water won't get under it. It just gets under the very first one.
Oh, that makes sense, like a roof.
Exactly.
I noticed there's wires in between there. Why are those there?
That's right. When they cast them, they put a stainless steel mesh through that square and then cast the concrete over that. That stainless steel wire ties it all together, and it's corrosion resistant. So 40 years from now, that square will still be in one piece.
Well, what can I do, man? There's so much going on. I want to get my hands dirty.
Well, we got a big machine, and we could use a big man to help run it.
I'm with that. Let's go. Operating the flying gantry crane looks like a fun job. I was on a mission to find out who is running that big machine. How you doing?
Oh, that's fine. How you make?
Good, I'm Matt. What's your name?
Lee Davis.
Lee Davis.
Uh-huh.
And what is your job title here?
Cash operator.
Let me ask you this, how long you been here for?
38 years.
38 years.
Uh-huh.
So when you operate, you know, I bet you guys would be really good at that carnival game, that the claw comes down and picks up the stuffed animal.
Right.
I never went at that. Maybe we could go to one and you could hook me up. All right, so what do you say I hop in the seat and you let me drive?
I'd have to hop in, but you couldn't make it right now.
I couldn't make it right now?
Oh, no.
So how long do you think would it take for me to get in this crane? With that laugh, I had my answer. It was time to move on. All right, thanks, Lee.
All right, man. See you later, man.
Since I didn't have quite enough experience running the flying gantry crane, I started looking for another job. Tying the mat together with those bad-looking machines looked pretty sweet. All right, I'm standing here with Mr. Charles Wren. Charles, what exactly is your job title here?
I'm the supervisor on this end of the mat boat.
So you're the boss?
Boss up here.
All right, boss, I'm here to work for you. Put me to work.
And when he bring the square over here, I'll show you how to tie it.
Okay, so we're tying the squares together to make one huge mat.
One huge mat.
All right, what's this machine called right here?
This is an air gun.
All right, so first of all, how do I work this?
All right, you put the wire in here, push it down, and it'll twist that wire.
All right. We're moving right now. We haven't tied these. Is that a bad thing?
No. We can tie this as we go.
Really?
Yeah, but you got to start now.
All right. We got a guy screaming at us that we're behind. There's a definite sense of urgency to get these tiles tied together before they drop into the river.
I believe you got the hang of it.
Are you pretty good on the gun?
Oh, pretty fast.
Who's the fastest?
You're the fastest I've seen, yeah.
Really? You mean that?
Yeah.
I love you, baby. Here we go, Sir Charles. I'm gonna make you proud, Daddy.
All right.
Woo, boy. This thing's so huge. There's stuff flying all around us. People screaming at me. My arms is burning, Charles. All right, we got a little competition going on.
Yes, sir.
He's one ahead of me. We'll get him. Bigger, stronger, faster. Let's go. Let's create champions.
Let's go to town.
I got the rhythm. We're smoking him. Rookie on the scene, because I'm a smoking machine. Oh, yeah. I got it now.
One more.
One more again. Hey, we beat him.
You beat him, man.
I beat him.
All right.
That's because I'm with the best. That's Sir Charles right there, baby. Recognized. The mat team launches over 3,500 cement squares a day. That's over 39,000 tons of concrete every week. It's a well-oiled big machine, but as I soon found out, things can also get very dangerous. The deck crew was being evacuated because the concrete mat was getting swept away by the force of the river's current. And Charles was afraid that the mat cables were going to start snapping. All right, so what do we do now? We gonna cut them off?
We're gonna cut them off.
Send me to work, boss. Several of the anchor wires had to be cut in order to prevent the river's current from overturning the concrete mat. Right in the middle?
Now, cut the wire right there.
All right, so right here?
Yeah, open it, cut it wide open.
Is he gonna fling back at me? If that thing would have flung up and hit me in the face, that would have been a bad thing.
That wire there just like a razor.
Sharp as a razor.
That wire there cut you just like a razor.
We doing another one?
For you.
I was ready to cut the last cable until I heard something that really freaked me out.
If one
All
break,
right, so if that could break, can more than one break?
all of them will break, all the way down the mat boat.
So what happens? Is that just like chaos? Everyone runs off the boat?
That's right. That's why we get the people out before we let this down.
All right, we'll let the professional cut the last one. Daddy don't feel safe. Bad. All right, so that was pretty scary, man. That big job has some big risks, huh?
Oh, yeah, man. That's why we use the buddy system out here. I'll pat you on the back, and you can pat me on the back. That's the way to do it.
I'll take you up on that, man. Thanks for being my buddy. I appreciate it. Have a good day.
You too, man.
Keep sweating.
Yeah, I'm done there.
The work that goes into running that big machine is no joke. That relentless beast combats riverbank erosion by launching up to 20 full 500-ton mattresses every day. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers concrete mat boat may not be the only fish in the river, but it's definitely the biggest. When I woke up this morning, I had a feeling that something big was about